I thought it was time to do a segment on the FDA and how we're seeing a slow, deliberate move to remove CBD from over-the-counter. They're not going to do it at one time because it'll cause too much of an uproar. But I am seeing a lot of signs over the past couple of years I wanted to share with you folks. So now I'm not a big fan of the FDA, but I do recognize their role and that many of the employees that work for the FDA are doing the best they can. After all, their resources are stretched extremely thin. They really don't have enough funding to do their job. And they're dealing with an enormous amount of products flooding the market. People make a product, they put it on the market. It's not good for you, it's toxic. The FDA has to deal with that. So their resources are extremely thin. Now they're also busy dealing with salmonella outbreaks and lettuce and other food supply issues. For that, I'm humbly thankful that the FDA does exist. Unfortunately, there's another side to the FDA, the drug side. And when it comes to the FDA, they are beholden to Big Pharma. And Big Pharma has forced itself on the FDA and is controlling the FDA from the inside. This is a fact, and many highly educated experts and people are also very concerned about this. Just search, go on YouTube and search "experts say FDA with Big Pharma," and you're going to get an enormous amount of information from industry experts that share my same thoughts on this case. So let me do a quick video for you guys showing some of the things that many people need to be aware of, especially when it comes to prescription drug use in America, which is off the charts. Far too many physicians are being paid to give people drugs that are harmful to them, or many people are being prescribed medications that they actually don't need. This is the part that really gets me. These are FDA-approved common drugs. Not all of them, just the most common and their most common side effects. Now, the FDA's purpose, I wanted to start with this video by showing the actual FDA mission on the FDA's website. So it says here clearly, the Food and Drug Administration is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring the safety, efficacy, and security of human and veterinary drugs, biological products, and medical devices, and by ensuring the safety of our nation's food supply, cosmetics, and products that emit radiation. Well, let's start with radiation. We've known for many years that radiation disrupts normal cellular function in the body and can cause cancer. So right off the bat, they're not living up to their mission. Number two, my biggest pet peeve is Roundup. Roundup should not be on the market. This is a weed killer. It's called glyphosate. It's in almost every hardware store in America, and it's been found in the food supply. It's also found in cereal bars now. Many common cereal bars have trace amounts of glyphosate, which is toxic to the human body. Why is that still on the market, FDA? Chemo drugs from the 1980s still on the market. And one of the biggest things that really frustrates many of us, there's absolutely no recognition or education for natural plant-based materials. So, let's give you another quick summary if you haven't seen this video on our website. People need to understand how the FDA is working with Big Pharma. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit through till we get to right about here.
It's in their best interest to ensure the FDA remains as compliant as possible. And since the FDA is also an office of the United States government, it's in the government's best interest to preserve one of its most powerful industries. The former editor-in-chief of the New England Journal of Medicine, Dr. Marcia Angel, has been very outspoken with the idea that it's time to take the Food and Drug Administration back from the drug companies. In 1992, Congress put the fox in the chicken coop. It passed the Prescription Drug User Fee Act, which authorizes drug companies to pay user fees to the FDA for each brand name drug considered for approval. The User Fee Act put the FDA on the payroll of the industry it regulates, and it has drastically changed the way it operates. The part of the agency that reviews new drugs now gets more than half of its money from the pharmaceutical industry. The FDA's coziness with industry is underscored by the composition of its 18 advisory committees, outside experts who help evaluate drugs. Incredibly, many of these advisors work as consultants for drug companies. The FDA
So that gives you a summary. That video can be found on YouTube in many places as well as our website. But let's get back into the issue at hand, which is the most common Crohn's or colitis meds. These are the meds that are on the market, the most common ones. A lot of you have heard of them, Humira and Tibio. And then, of course, the most common side effects of these drugs: nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, diarrhea, gas, fever, throat, suppresses the immune system. Most common cholesterol meds, statins. More people are put on statins than need to be. If you are going to your doctor and he tells you you need to get on a statin, you ask him, why? What is my level of cholesterol? Why do you feel like I need this? A lot of doctors are actually putting people on what they call preventive maintenance, which is absolute nonsense. So these are the most common cholesterol drugs, and these are the common side effects from taking them: headache, difficulty sleeping, flushing of the skin, muscle aches, tenderness, weakness, drowsiness, dizziness, nausea, vomiting. Let's do a very quick summary of a gentleman who's a biological chemist and used to work for the pharmaceutical industry, and let's just listen to what he has to say about it. This gentleman's name is Shane Ellison, and he was a pioneer in the industry before he left because he could not really deal with what he was seeing from the industry.
I'm a chemist. I love scientific method, always have. When I worked for the drug industry, science was completely abandoned. These drug companies that I was interviewing with had no problem telling me, look, we design drugs based on treating symptoms. We don't cure. So that's a business model, okay, that allows you to give a drug to a person for life. They ran out of symptoms to treat. So what did they have to do? The next level of drug advertising is inventing disease. When you run out of symptoms, you don't have any more clientele to market to. So you have to invent disease. And with psychiatric medications, you can invent diseases all day long. There's 2 words that a psychiatrist fears. 2 words. Prove it. And if the doctor can't do it 9 times out of 10, they can't, then don't take the drug. That puts the patient in the position of power. I wondered, as a chemist, I'm making these drugs, they're proving deadly in our labs, and they're proving deadly in other labs, dangerous, ineffective, causing the exact same thing they're supposed to treat. How are they selling them? How are they selling them? And they have the marketing department. Big Pharma has the best marketing department in the world. Geniuses. You simply pay professionals, doctors, professors, psychiatrists, to report that the study showed positive results. You're paying them. You're buying science, checkbook science. At least 125,000 people dying every year from prescription drugs. You would think that you'd spend more in research to try to offset the death toll. No. Keep going with marketing. Market, market, market. Hypnotize the masses. Hypnotize them and drug them. And get them into their psychiatrist so they can swallow the next Cymbalta or the next Prozac or whatever they're going to package it as and name it as. You have $1 billion industry making a lot of people sick and profiting on it.
So, let's get back to the most common blood pressure meds. Examples of diuretics and blood pressure medications. There are many of them to choose from. Most common side effects from blood pressure meds, and you can find this information right on the FDA's website. You can find this information right on the website of the company that sells the drug. Okay, these are all the symptoms. These are all the side effects you get from taking the drug. Right? It's more side effects from alpha blockers. Rapid heart rate, drop in blood pressure, dizziness, headaches, nausea, disrupted sleep patterns. Most common prescribed psychotropic drugs: Xanax, Zoloft. This is what Shane was talking about. Okay, side effects of psychiatric medication: dizziness, headache, diarrhea, constipation, back pain, weight gain. Then we've got psoriasis drugs: Humira, Enbrel, Stelara. And the side effects
from psoriasis drugs. We've seen people come into the store and use CBD for their psoriasis, and it's typically gone within a week or two. No side effects, no danger, not a problem whatsoever. So choose wisely, folks. It's very important that you understand what you're putting in your body and what it's doing to your cells and your membranes.